To the next one, the chairperson, Finance.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would like to make a statement regarding the stabilization of fuel prices and the expenditures on fuel subsidy and fuel stabilization. Honorable Speaker, in April of 2021, the government of Kenya introduced pump price stabilization mechanism to cushion consumers from the high pump prices following escalation of global prices post-COVID-19 recovery. This was exacerbated by adverse geopolitical situation at the time brought about by the Russia-Ukraine war, which affected the local market in as far as supply of the cost, as far as the supply and the cost of petroleum products was concerned. Price stabilization was implemented in the petroleum pump pricing cycle starting the 15th of April 2021, resulting in the emergence of the fuel price subsidies. Over the period of 15th April 2021 to 14th of May 2023, the government utilized funds from both the Petroleum Development Fund and the Exchequer to pay the subsidy amounts. There were witnessed delays in remitting of the subsidy payments to the oil marketing companies, leading to cash flow constraints and payment arrears, which in turn had a negative effect in the security and supply of the petroleum products. On assumption of this administration on the September of 2022, the subsidy on super petrol was eliminated, while subsidies on diesel and kerosene were progressively reduced. The Petroleum Development Fund, Honorable Speaker, is established under the Petroleum Development Fund Act of 1999, that revised in 2006, which was enacted to provide the establishment of a petroleum levy to feed into the fund. The Act provides that there shall be paid out from the fund such monies as are necessary for the development of the common users facility, for the distribution or testing for oil products, and for matters relating to oil industry, as the Minister may direct, provided that the funds are not used for purposes in the competition with the private sector. Pursuant to the provisions of the Act, the administrator of the fund is the Principal Secretary, National Treasury, or any person appointed by him in writing for that purpose. The Act further stipulates that the expenditure from the fund shall be on the basis and limited to the annual budget, which shall be submitted to the National Treasury for approval before the beginning of the financial year to which the budget relates. In the event budgeted resources in the fund are not sufficient to finance the stabilization of prices, the National Treasury shall submit a supplementary budget to regularize any payment for fuel subsidies over and above the budgeted resources for the fund. Honorable Speaker, during the period, the total funding for fuel subsidy and stabilization amounted to Kenya shillings 169,897,737,529.90, broken down as follows. For the financial year 2020-2021, monies withdrawn from the Petroleum Development Levy was 1.6 billion shillings and 0 shillings from the Exchequer. For the financial year of 2021-2022, a total of 22,112,877,759.25 were withdrawn from the Petroleum Development Levy, while 56,039,440,886.15 were withdrawn from the Exchequer. For the financial year 2022-2023, 20,360 million shillings were paid from the Petroleum Development Levy, and 42,715,003,623.70 were withdrawn from the Exchequer. For the financial year 23-24, a total of 27,070,415,260.80 were withdrawn from the Petroleum Development Levy, and 0 shillings from the Exchequer. So consequently, Honorable Speaker, for the financial year 2020, 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, and 23, 24, so far, the withdrawals from the Petroleum Development Levy is 71,143,293,020 shillings and 5 cents, whereas 98,754,404,509.85 were withdrawn from the Exchequer for payment of subsidies. the details for this for the entities that were paid this state for the subsidy and the Petroleum Development Fund is annexed on Appendix 1 in the statement I'm tabling, Honorable Speaker. This therefore means that as at 2nd of June 2023, there was an outstanding balance of 45.8 billion shillings that was supposed to be paid for subsidies incurred in the financial year 21-22 and 22-23 on 23. Consequently, National Treasury decided to securitize this 45.8 billion shillings by issuing a treasury bond. Honorable Speaker, this statement layers bear the information or truth about the use of fuel subsidy vis-a-vis fuel stabilization fund, Honorable Speaker. The stabilization, this fuel stabilization is being drawn from the Petroleum Development Fund as stipulated by the provisions of the Petroleum Development Fund Act of 2000, as revised in 2006. Whereas the subsidies, Honorable Speaker, are being made from the exchequer. So this has led to a total outstanding bill of 45 billion shillings, which National Treasury is curing and has already cured by issuing a treasury bond to that particular effect, Honorable Speaker. And I beg to lay the statement, and hopefully this clears the air on whether the government of Kenya is embarking on subsidies. What the government of Kenya is now doing is price stabilization, and using the funds that every Kenyan pays when you buy each liter of petrol through the Petroleum Development Fund. With that, I beg to submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chair. Delegated legislation.
On his behalf.
Leader of Majority.